Alright guys, so welcome to another stream on my YouTube channel after a long time again. Let's see when we did the last stream. Yeah, it was on the 25th of September, already much more than 1 month. It's interesting to realize that already in this month I was ill and I'm still ill. Jesus Christ, what is this? Okay, it doesn't matter now. This is not even a topic of the video. What am I talking about? So guys, today we are looking at the gliders, the new gliders that were coming to the Microsoft Flight Simulator yesterday. It was like a like a 20 gigabyte update with gliders included, A310 and some other aircrafts that I'm not really used to, and I also think that they are not really necessary for the Flight Simulator. In my opinion, the Flight Simulator needs some more nice and good general aviation aircrafts, not like general aviation aircrafts that are only half working. In my opinion, the Flight Simulator, they should work on something for the free aircrafts in the simulator that are very good, because something like a plane that you can't even watch outside in the front is something I don't need this, in my opinion. So yeah, if you know even which plane I mean. But yeah, that today's topic of the video is gliders. Okay, so I'm a real glider pilot student, so I'm still a student, I'm not a glider pilot. And today we are taking a look at how realistic the gliders are flying. So I have around 20 starts in an ASK-21. I'm only flying the ASK-21. That's good. I like this plane, and this plane, yeah, from here it looks a little bit like the ASK-21, but in real life it's a DG-1001 Neo. We don't have this plane at our club where I'm flying, but now very similar plane, and yeah, that's why I want to take a look at this plane today. And we will not only look at this plane, we will also look at the LS8. We have a LS4. Yeah, we have a LS4 at our club. And now in the flight simulator there's a very modern, nice LS8. That's also nice. And yeah, here you see the wind turbine. It's almost not moving. Here also at the wind thing there's almost no wind, so we have perfect conditions for a good flight. And yes, we are making a tow plane. First of all, you can already see that this is new. You can even see a visible cable here. That's quite good. And even a cable is connected to the right spot here on the bottom, just in the front, not like on the gear, like on the winch lounge, not on the CT, just here. So that's definitely realistic already. But what I mostly want to take a look is how realistic the tow plane start feels, and how realistic the plane is flying and how it feels, because I've already like a feeling. I did already some stuff in gliders, just, yeah, you know, taking off on a tow plane and on the winch, and flying some turns in the air, and flying fast, flying slowly, even landing the plane with a little bit of help from the flight instructor that is sitting in the back. And I have already like a little bit of a feeling about how this could feel and how it's not feeling. So I would say this is definitely going to be quite okay. As I already said, guys, I'm not a real pilot. I'm only a student, so I don't have my license yet. So that's why you should not take everything too serious. Just in the case if there's like a very professional glider pilot here that says, bro, what the hell are you talking about? Yes, so let's hop into the cockpit. Cockpit is made very good in the front. I like it. But to be honest, guys, I even more like it in the back. It's in my opinion, it's looking a little bit like a F-14 or something, where Jester is normally sitting in DCS World. But yeah, it looks amazing in the back also. And also what I really like is that you can, even in the back, you are able to move buttons like this, and yeah, all that stuff. And what I'm really wishing myself is that there's coming a add-on, like an add-on that you can fly with your friend in this glider. That would be definitely amazing. I hope that they will bring it into the game. I mean, you know, your controls, and in your controls you have these things. Okay, so this stays off. This also stays off. We will not use the engine at this beautiful evening here in Hetzlersberg in Germany. Okay. Can you do a flight from Southend to Düsseldorf? Not yet, because I'm doing a flight with a glider now, and this video is mostly about gliders, so not today, sorry. But definitely in a different video I will screenshot your message, and maybe in a different stream, maybe when we are flying with the A310, I can definitely do this. Okay, because the A310 will definitely be also a topic in one of my streams. About the Microsoft Flight Simulator. I was not doing that much streams in the Microsoft Flight Simulator, and that is like one of the streams that are about gliders. I also did a stream about gliders in Xplane 12, and that was quite nice. I was very impressed, because yeah, that was like 1 or 2 months ago when Xplane 12 came out, or even more. And in this time I was also still already flying real gliders, real glider airplanes, and even this plane, so the ASK-21, is in Xplane 12, and I was really impressed about how realistic this glider is flying. Yeah, of course, some little things were absolutely not realistic. For example, the air brakes were absolutely bullshit. They had no effect or something. It was very bad. But yeah, now we are in the Flight Simulator, and I would say, let's see how this is going. That the plane is starting, we don't have to press something like this or go on the brakes. That's bullshit. We have to move our controls completely, rudder, everything, aileron, elevator, and then he's doing something like this. Looks a bit weird. And then we are starting to roll. Actually, the rolling feels quite realistic, and now we are completely for ourselves. We can keep the wings level with our joystick a little bit with the rudder. That's also what I did in real life sometimes. Now hopefully this guy's rotating. Come on. Oh no, okay, he aborted the takeoff. Why ever he did it. Okay, let's do something like this. Okay. That was already working not so good. Okay, let's restart. Maybe it's working then. Makes no sense that it's not working now, because when I did it 30 minutes ago it was working. That's quite weird. Okay, let's do it one more time again. Let's turn this on again. Go into my normal cockpit view here again. Yeah, let's go. Definitely weird that it's not working. Speed is rising, and it's not looking like he's trying to rotate even. Look, now he did it again. Oh man, this runway is definitely high, long enough to rotate. Look, he could just easily rotate the airplane, but he didn't did it. Completely weird, but okay. Then I would say let's try on a different airport. Airport, of course, airfield, sorry. For example, at Axel. Axel in the Netherlands is a very good airfield for doing something like this, because the runway is very, very long. One of my friends, yeah, my only friend, my friend is flying there. He's also making the glider license, and he's flying there in Axel. And there it's it is going quite well with the tow plane. So okay, also a location like this is definitely amazing for gliding. I mean, you definitely would have problems to make a outback landing there, but yeah, it looks quite nice. Let's check if the sound quality is okay. Yeah, seems to be fun. Okay, we are there, and you can already see the runway is very, very long. Real weather and real time is already there. Of course, you are no clouds. It's yeah, okay, completely blue skies. Not the best weather for gliding, to be honest. But okay, so let's go in the normal cockpit view, zoom a bit in, and let's do the same again. Actually a very nice map here, by the way. And there he's starting. And this must work now. Yeah, he's still running with us, and there he goes. He's not on the wing anymore, so we have to completely control. Of course, glider flying. Most gliders, you fly them with the right hand. Okay, we are about to go in the air right now. I'm already in the air. He's also rotating now. Let's rotate with him. It's looking quite good. Let's trim the plane a bit up because it's not so easy to handle if the plane is trimmed so much down. Okay, let's try to make it as realistic as possible, just staying nicely behind him, not going too much up. I don't know how it exactly is in a climb when you're like flying completely straight. But I learned from the instructor that you should always try to that the wheels from the tow plane are exactly on the horizon. Let's try this a little bit. Yeah, not like this. And there are just a few seconds left, I think, until he's doing a first left turn. And then flying a simple pattern work around the airfield. Quite nice. But as you can already easily see, the air is completely clean, it's completely calm, and no turbulence, just nothing. I was flying today on an airfield that is in the mountains, and of course there it was a bit of kind of windy, and it was quite okay. Here's doing the turn, and it was quite amazing because first of all the tow plane was getting like turbos and turbulence, and after that, just 1 second after he got the turbulence, I was also getting the turbulence. That's something that I really like and what I think is absolutely amazingly realistic, because I already experienced this in the real plane. When you see that the tow plane is getting turbulence and like going up and down a little bit, you know, okay, this is also coming to me in 1 second or something. Okay, it's looking good so far. I would say that we are high enough to test. Okay, no, let's go a little bit more. I don't know how high we are exactly right now. Here it's standing. We are at over 500 meters right now. Looking good. And right now the glider is flying a bit too easy, to be honest. The glider is flying a bit too easy. The glider is very calm in the rudder, because you know a real glider is not just completely calm in the air. A real glider is always yawing a little bit and moving a little bit, and you have to control this little movement. Okay, let's actually disconnect because we are very high. And the real glider is always moving a little bit. For example, I will show you. We're just flying straight, and the glider is sometimes doing something like this. And to control this, you have to do it with the rudders, and that is actually not happening in this glider here. The glider is just flying completely straight. I mean, of course, it's also a very good glider and a very modern glider. And maybe in these gliders you don't really have to do something, but in the real glider, I always have to help the plane a little bit to not completely, you know, that it's not yawing too much. And here I almost have to do nothing. Even when I fly a turn, you know, I can just do this, and then he's starting the turn. And I could also fly the turn without the rudders. Now without rudders. Without rudders. And there's just nothing happening. That's quite unrealistic, to be honest. This here. It's looking like I'm doing it with rudder, but I'm actually doing it completely without rudder. There's no rudder in it. And now with rudder. Of course, it's looking a bit more controlled. But without rudder, it's looking like a completely okay turn with water, and that's something that I don't like, to be honest. I don't really like this. It's so amazing because in the fall or in winter there's almost every time much fog. That's nice, I love this. But yeah, this is the first thing that I think that is not so realistic, that you really have to do almost nothing with the waters, because that's actually completely unrealistic. You always have to help with the waters. You have always your feet in the water pedals and helping the plane a little bit to control also with the waters. But like this, I'm not seeing myself at a real simulated glider airplane here. Okay, let's fly a bit faster. Let's see how this is going. Yeah, I mean, I was not flying so many times fast in the real glider. I mean, okay. Yeah, it's quite okay, to be honest. You can control the speed very well. It's quite nice. Yes. Okay, let's fly one time very slowly. You have to make the nose a bit more up. Then we're going down to 80 and let's see if the plane is spinning or something, if it's doing something. I don't know how it is. Yeah. Okay. That was actually nice. But here I think the unrealistic thing is that in this situation where you spin, it is like a almost like a programmed movement, and that's just the main thing in the flight simulator that I don't like. That if you're spinning, look again, it's like a bit of a programmed movement, a slowly programmed movement from the plane. You can't do anything in this situation because it's just like already programmed from the simulator, and that's also a thing that I don't like. But the plane is actually stalling and spinning also a little bit, so that's quite good. Let's do it one more time again. And this time with the help of me. Yeah, now in the other direction. Okay, that's very interesting. Yeah. Actually, you can't spin the airplane by yourself. That's interesting. Okay, we are already now a bit low. Let's do it one last time, because otherwise we are too low. Yeah. And now let's help a little bit with the waters. In the moment it is happening. And in the moment I'm doing it, there's happening absolutely nothing. The plane is completely doing its own stuff, and that's not realistic. No, that's not realistic. And we lost so many altitude because the plane... yeah, that's not so realistic. Okay, yeah, we are already over with some of that maneuver stuff, and you can already see that we are definitely low. What is the altitude saying? We have only 100... Oh, we have 130 meters. That's definitely low, so I would say let's go to the landing as soon as possible. Gear is coming down because we are at the position for the landing. And let's see how the landing is going. Okay, now yeah, I will say a little bit about something about this after touchdown. Air brakes are already out, of course. And let's touch the plane down. Yeah, come on. Flaring too long, completely too long. It's like there are no air brakes, or only half air brakes. Okay, let's brake. I don't know where they actually come to a stop in Axel, but okay. So what do I have to say about this? The air brakes are actually helping good, and that's also quite realistic. Maybe they could help a little bit more. As I already said, I don't know how it is in this type of plane. This plane is not completely similar, but it's coming quite close to the SK21. So I can maybe say a little bit about it. Look, this little light here is actually... it's actually nice. So I can say a little bit about it. And what I can say is that when you put the air brakes out, I don't know how it is in all different kinds of gliders. Maybe there's many variants of gliders, and maybe in one of these gliders it is like this, but when I was flying in the real glider, I never had it, that when I put it out the air brakes, that the nose was going down, like the plane is completely trimmed down. That's something that is normally not happening. Maybe the nose is going down a little bit, but no, I would say not really. And here in this case, I think you saw it, the nose was going down too much and very much, and that's quite unrealistic. Something that I don't like. Yes. And I was already opening the air brakes when I was on a base and also in the turn, and the plane was turning with no problems, and here it felt like the plane has some stones and rocks in the wing when I was turning, because the plane was like really like struggling to turn. And I also don't think that this is the case in real life, and I also didn't felt that in the real glider, so that's sadly also a point that is unrealistic. What I think is very nice is the speed management. The speed management is very good, very realistic. I really felt that it's I really felt that it's quite realistic, and also like the nose down, nose up movement is quite realistic, and feels also quite realistic. And yeah, the rest, like ailerons, flying turns and all that stuff, quite not that much realistic. I mean, if you want to get a feeling about how a glider flies, then like a little bit of a feeling, then you can do it. But to really get a feeling about how a glider airplane like the ASK-21 flies, then you should definitely fly an Xplane 12, because there you get the most and best feeling. Okay, so far so good. Let's do a winch launch this time with the DG, and then we'll do again a tow plane start with the LS8, and the same again with the LS8 with the winch launch. So we will spawn again on this runway, on the runway 28. Actually, I think it's runway 29 or 27. It's not 28, I think. Launch method, we have like a little truck here. That's the thing that we have in Mülheim at the glider airfield. We have this one and this one. In Axel they are using something like this, so let's do it. Okay, so there we are. Okay, once again in the DG. Let's put again a few things on. Okay, it's exactly oh my god, I can't speak. It's exactly the same with the rudders again. Rudders in every direction, and he's doing this again. Let's actually, okay, no, let's actually look in front. Okay, now we can slowly start to rotate. Okay, that's, yeah, that feels quite realistic. I mean, its speed is dropping, that's unrealistic. But yeah, the rest, it feels quite good. Now come over the winch and disconnect, and let's gain a bit of speed. Trim the plane up a little bit, and there we are. So what I have to say to to the winch launch. The winch launch felt quite realistic because the more you're getting up, the harder it gets to pull up the plane. And that's also what I very much felt many times in the real plane, that it's sometimes hard to pull up the plane. To pull up more, the more you get up and the more you climb, the harder it is to pull up, and that was also the case with this winch here, so I have to say I'm quite happy with this. The only thing that was unrealistic is that the speed was dropping the more we were pulling up. That was definitely unrealistic because the speed normally is not at 100, normally the speed is at 120 or something, and yeah, that's the thing that is not so realistic, but I would say the winch launch definitely felt not too unrealistic. It felt quite good even. Very good, okay. We are almost at 200 meters, we are almost at the altitude where the planes are going to the position again. In Axel also, I don't know what the position exactly is for landing. I think it's like here. So let's, okay, I don't know if it's there or here or there or there, but I would say let's just go for a landing again, and let's try to slip the plane this time. So we will go a little bit more high on the base now, just like this, into the base. Yeah, okay, much too high, Jesus Christ. Okay, that's definitely a bit too high, I would say. Wait, how we are going to do this? Yeah, we'll just slip a little bit, wait. And that's what we are going to try now. We will slip the plane down. Oh, why is the plane turning so hard? Okay, everything down, let's slip it. Air brakes are open, gear is down, let's slip the plane, like in this position here. Okay, that's actually working. That's actually working very good. Ah, that's nice, that's nice. That's actually working very nice. Whoa, let's... Yes. That was working very good. Slipping is definitely working with this plane. Makes me happy, guys. Slipping is definitely working. Slipping is something that I did, I think I did it only... Yeah, I did it one time in real life. No, I won't. 3 to 4 times with a little bit of help of the instructor, of course, and it felt quite quite good with this plane. So definitely good. Let's hop into the LS8. LS8, also a nice plane. Looks definitely different because it's only a one-seater aircraft, where only one pilot can sit in, and also the cockpit looks much different. So LS8, there it is. Launch methods, again the Cessna. Let's do this. Alright, so guys, there we are with the LS8. definitely looking different from the cockpit. In my opinion, looking a bit more detailed, a bit more nice. From the cockpit again, a beautiful map here and some buttons that I can click with. And also the cockpit is something interesting. It looks a little bit more dirty and a bit more like used, you know, and yeah, that's something that I really like. Somehow, however, you can't open the window, and the window, it's not the window, it's the canopy. And if you can, I have no idea how to do it, actually, no idea. With this thing, this is the water stuff. Definitely not with this thing, so I have no idea how to open the window, but never mind. Let's do the winch lounge, the tow plane lounge with this one. Let's see how it goes. Wings are also looking amazing with this one. Okay, sounds are a bit different. Plane feels a bit more like it's just a small plane. That's nice. Speed is coming up to 80, that's good. Slowly start to pull up. Yeah, we are pulling up with him. Gear comes up, I don't know when they exactly do it, I think it's completely fine how I did it. And yes, there we are in the air. It definitely feels different with this one because it's a very small plane. It flies quite different. I would say a bit more realistic compared to the DG. And sounds are also amazing, to be honest. Where's our speed even? Our speed is at 150 almost, okay. We're quite fast. There are no turbulences or something, that's good. Okay, the wings are flexed very well and looks also amazing. Okay, there's he's starting to turn. We'll turn with him. Okay, let's wait until the plane is getting straight, and then let's release. Okay, let's release. Okay, now we are flying completely by our own, without the help of this guy. Thank you. Let's trim the plane first of all. Yeah, that's quite nice. Like this. Alright, the airfield is there, so let's go back. No, where is the airfield actually? That's not good. Where is it? Here. Okay. Okay, we are almost at 600 meters, so definitely high enough to test again some of the things. For example, flying fast. Let's test this first of all. Okay, speed is going up quite good. We are at 200. Let's pull up. And let's do something like this here. Let's see how it goes. Nice. Okay, that's something that I really like in this plane. It's harder to fly the airplane, like in a turn, you know. It's harder to do this plane. It's harder to do it with this plane. And that's quite realistic because in a real plane, it's also not so easy to simply turn the plane. That's quite nice. And I would say let's. Oh, where is the? Here is it. Let's actually fly some standard turns here without the rudder, without the help of the rudder. Yes, guys, that is what I want to see. That is what I want to see, guys. That's realistic. You see how the plane is yawing and flying completely weird? That's how a real glider is flying. Okay, let's do it one more time with like a turn like this. Yes. Now he's doing something like this and that looks not so nice. And also like when you're doing something like this, the plane is doing some weird stuff, as you can already see. And with the help of the water it looks then something like this. Okay, that's actually also not so good, right? Yeah, that's how it works with the help of the waters. And also that's how our turn is looking with the help of the water. And how our turn is looking if you stop it with the water. And let's turn again with the water, and that's actually feeling quite realistic, quite nice. Definitely a better plane to fly, in my opinion. Okay, let's fly slowly. See what happens. Okay, actually you can fly very slowly with this thing. And whoa, okay, there's happening much more in the then whoa. Okay, we are actually okay. Guys, you can already land. What is this? I try to recover it. That's completely... Oh man, it's so unrealistic. So unrealistic how these planes are stalling, I swear. That's not realistic. I mean, the spin at the beginning was okay, but then I tried to save it, and then the plane was going like... completely ignoring my controlling inputs. No idea how that's possible. Okay, let's land it. We tested all the things. We will discuss a little bit more about it on the ground. But let's first of all get this plane to the ground because we are way too low. I think we don't have to talk about this. Okay, gear comes down. Yeah. Air brakes. Yeah. And also here in this case, air brakes fully out and the plane is still... Look how long I can literally fly the plane even with the air brakes fully out. That is something that I never experienced in a real plane. The air brakes are always helping very much to like bring the airplane really to the ground. I mean, the air brakes are not only there to get the speed down. That's not really the thing that the air brakes are for, you know. Mostly the air brakes are there to get drag, and from this drag to descend faster, to control the descent with the air brakes. And that's not really the thing that is... that's not really the case here, because if I put the air brakes completely out in the ASK or in the... in the ASK 21 shortly before touchdown, then the plane is simply pulling up a little bit, and then it's not like 1 second, and then the plane is touching to the ground, and that's it, and then there's nothing anymore. But here, you see, already at this point, I had the air brakes completely out, and I could flare until here. Okay, actually until here. And that's not realistic. You can't flare a glider airplane that much long with fully air brakes out. That's not realistic. But what I was really happy about is definitely how the airplane is, how just the approach is going. It's going quite good. The airplane is also yawing a little bit, and it's not so easy to actually... As a glider pilot, I can actually say that it OD realistic. We watch the small, and you will see it's your fault. Ah, the stall. Yes. The stall is something that in the Microsoft Flight Simulator, I mean, if you also play the Microsoft Flight Simulator, then you can maybe agree with me. But in a Flight Simulator, it is like always that if you are stalling a plane, the plane is doing the stall almost completely by itself without that you can do something. Even if I'm giving the opposite rudder direction, it was not okay. It was not really helping, and that's something that, in my opinion, is not so realistic. But yes, let me rewatch it. What was exactly happening there? Whoa. Wait. You move your stick in the stall. Use only rudder. Yes. Okay, that was actually so close. I almost did the building. Yes. I saw it. I was moving the stick, and that's probably the thing that was not good. But yes, actually I didn't know that you should not move your stick in a stall. But okay, that's good to know. Thank you. But yes, I have to say that just this flaring here, the flare was definitely too long, even with full apex out. But what I was really happy about was definitely how the turns were asked on structure when I centered it worked. Okay. I mean, I never did spins. I always did just standard, completely normal stalls, just letting the airplane falling down with the AXEG, and also the AXEG 21 is like a hard airplane to stall, so that was definitely the only thing we could do in this situation. And I have to say, even like a normal stall feels quite spectacular. Just how the stick is moving, how everything is shaking in the cockpit, and how it's then just going down. That's quite scary sometimes. But I don't want to know how a spin feels. I mean, I don't know if I will ever do spins with the AXEG, and I'm not sure if it's even working, because the instructor tried it one time and it was not working, so I'm not sure. What I was really happy about is that when I was doing this, only, first of all, for example, when I was flying to the right, the plane was going to the left and then starting to go to the right. That's something that is always happening in real life, even more than here in the flight simulator. So in real life, it's definitely that the airplane is doing this very much. And when I was going to the left, the same was happening. I was first of all going a little bit to the right and then going to the left. And that's something that I really like, because it's very realistic. And with rudder, it was looking quite realistic. Okay, so I would say let's go for a winch launch this time with the LS8. So let's go again, runway 28, winch launch. Let's go. Maybe we have to set day now, because it's definitely too dark then. Okay, let's go. Okay, I would say it's still bright enough to do one last flight for the day. Here in Axel, yeah, actually in real life they're not flying anymore, but okay. So you can see there's no tow plane in front, we just have the long cable and completely at the back the yellow winch. This is on 0. Okay, I would say let's start. Yep. Okay, that goes quite fast. What? No. That was not looking good. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Yeah, let's go. And it's, oh, that was a bit too much. Yeah, here it also gets harder to rotate. I have to pull more and more and more. That's very realistic. Now I'm always almost putting completely up. Let's release. Control the speed a little bit. 120. Tune the plane up a little bit. And let's start the first turn. Yeah, the winch launch, I have to say, it was quite similar to the winch launch in a DG, in a DG 1001. At the completely point it was over the winch, it was almost impossible to move the stick, to pull on the stick anymore, and that's something that is really, really realistic, and what I felt many times in real life, that it's definitely not easy to pull, to get this control and to get a feeling of how much to pull up in the real plane. That's quite realistic, because there happened already some weird things on a real winch launch already, where I was just afraid to pull up, and then I was pulling almost nothing. I don't know what to exactly say, but I was pulling too less. And then what's happening, that we were over the winch, but the winch was like still pulling us too much down, and I completely forgot to pull harder, and then there's like a point already here where you can't pull up anymore to get perfectly over the winch, and then we had to pull the release by ourselves, because with some planes the plane is releasing by itself, and then we had to release it, and then it was making a very hard, loud noise and a very violent feeling that the plane going completely up, and that was definitely a sign that I should pull a little bit more on the next winch launch. Okay, so we are almost at 200 meters. Let's try to slip this plane one more time. Again, we are actually not completely too high, but we are definitely a bit too high, so let's try to slip this plane now. Gears coming down. Let's also open the air brakes. Okay, exactly as in the DG, nose is going down. Not so realistic, but let's try to slip. Let's see how that's going. The Vario is going down, so it means that we are going down quite good. And yes, definitely the slip is working quite good. We are even with low now, coming close to the trees, but it's looking quite fine. Okay, let's stop it. Okay, that was actually quite nice. Yep. There we are. Nice touchdown. Okay, slip was working fine. You can already see that we were like much too high. We had definitely too much altitude, and we dropped the plane very nice to the ground, touchdown around here, stopped the plane here. Yeah, quite good, I would say. It was a little bit of a bumpy landing, of course, because I was like shaking a little with the wings. But yeah, in real life it's definitely easier, I would say. Not easier, but it's a bit looking a bit different if you slip than in the flight simulator. But it works, and that's fine. So guys, I think we are basically at the end of the stream right now. We tested the LS8 2 times. No, first of all, we tested the DG 1001 2 times with first of all tow plane, and after that with the winch launch, and we tested the plane also in the air a little bit, and it was working quite good. And after that we tested the LS8 toe plane and winch, and both were working quite nicely. I think I will definitely do another stream. Yeah, I will definitely do another stream where I will fly also a bit in thermals with probably the LS8. And here. Then I would say we're at the end of the video, guys. If you have any questions, then just write a comment or ask me right now in the live chat. But I guess there's nobody in the live chat anymore, so I would say I wish you a nice day, and of course have fun with the gliders in the Flight Simulator. I can't really tell you if it's more worth it to use these gliders or the gliders that other guys were generating. For example, the free Discus 2C, that's also a very, very good glider. And I sometimes have the feeling that the completely free Discus 2C glider is sometimes flying more realistic than a plane like this. But yeah. So I would say see you next time, and